Hi everyone, my name is Zaini. I'm making this video because I watched this video a couple months ago, like maybe around May. Actually, I learned about it like months ago, but then I fully watched it maybe 2 months ago. And because also before, when I first learned about it, it didn't have that many views, but then a month or two later it went viral. Actually, I don't know how come, but maybe because of the pandemic, people were curious about this sort of thing, so when they looked it up and this video came out, and a lot watched it. And now also it has so many comments, just saying. But yeah, and this video is about that, and it's pretty much my response to it. And as you can tell by the title, of course, but it's actually relating to this girl named Myra West. It's funny because I thought it was pronounced Myra, but I think it's pronounced Myra. I think if it was an E or I, then it's Myra. Either way, yeah, it's relating to, her video talking about how she has no friends, and last year she was 21, which was also the same year I turned 21, so we're basically the same age. Yeah, I'm 22 right now, but I wanted to make this video because, hers was a bit emotional, and at the same time because I've been in her situation. I feel like a lot of people who would do this video, or who would respond to it, who would respond, it means because they've been in that situation. And this is what it is about. And I also wanted this video because I want everyone to see my experience and to see if maybe they already experienced it, or if they might experience it. Like, even if you're, let's say, a high schooler right now, and then when you graduate, you might face this. I hope you don't, but, it's a sad reality, though. Yeah, I don't know what I should talk about first, my experience or hers, but maybe I'll talk about hers a bit. So, I know Myra was saying, like, she did say that she literally never had friends in life, not even a single friend. And I can tell she meant literally. Like, there were people that talked and she talked to, but not people, like, I would say had acquaintances, but not people that she actually, like, I guess got to message and call and got to, like, hang out with them, that sort of thing. Like an actual friend and having a best friend. But the only thing, though, I think she did in life was having a boyfriend, like, used to, and that's really it. Maybe just once. And she had a video about that, or, like, a few videos. So, but I really felt bad for her, to be honest, even though I'm not exactly in the same situation as her in the past, how it was in the past, because she said she was homeschooled, and then in high school she still didn't have friends, like basically her whole life. It was still very sad, to be honest, and she said she's not okay with that. I'm glad that she isn't, because nobody should be okay with it, even though you technically don't need to rely on someone in order to live. At least when you're an adult, even though you need people for emotional support and for advice and whatever. But in terms of, like, being able to live, like, you could still live on your own and whatever, but you still need company, at least every now and then. The only people you need in life when you grow up is your parents to help raise you. Of course you need people, even if it's one person, but two people is better. But I don't know, I just feel like, based on what she said, I felt like, why are people that judgmental against her, like, throughout her whole life, or why were her parents were, like, not letting her socialize and whatever it is, and you need to as you grow up. I did have friends in the past, and I did talk to people, even though I still had some issues, but for me, like, I would say this whole friends experience, what was really bad, especially, like, what period was the past 4 years, like, after I graduated high school. So, I don't know when she graduated, but yeah, she's not in college, she said. I don't know if she's planning to, but yeah. So either way, for the past 4 years, in my opinion, in terms of socially, it hasn't been that great compared to when I was younger, like in high school and, younger. Just because, I don't know, like, most people in high school changed, or because they moved and forgot about me, or when I message them, they just don't reply. Like, they see your message but don't reply. Or there are people that I wish would have seen and replied, they didn't even see it. But yeah, either way, so that's what happened. And from people that I used to be close with or talk to and not anymore, I lost, like, I don't know how many people the past 4 years. I did have a close friend that I lost him, like, probably, he's not dead, but like 2 years ago. Almost, it feels like 3 years, but it will be 3 actually in January, because last time he ever replied to me, it was just twice, but in January of almost 3 years ago. And even though I officially ended my friendship with him, I told him, like, a year and a half ago, like, it will be 2 years in January, but I don't know, it was still disappointing. But right now I've known him for, like, 7 and almost a half years. And how we met was basically, he approached me. It was freshman year, and we were in the cafeteria, I think it was lunch, and he even came up to me and talked to me. And I remember even which made my day or made me feel special, like when, you know, because he was with a friends and he came up to me and talked to me, and I think one of his friends, like, he said, hey, and called his name, come over. I was like, no, I want to sit with Mon. I'm like, yeah, it's still, I mean, it still sucks that I lost him. It's not like he blocked me or anything, but he's ghosting me, unfortunately. Oh yeah, I don't know, I don't think you're watching this video, obviously, but you know who, you know yourself, by the way. If you're watching, which again, I know you won't, and I doubt it. So, unless you come up across it suddenly, or if it became viral, but yeah. I do hope, yeah, speaking of which, by the way, that this becomes viral, or, you know, like that, you know, you can see it in your recommendations, like recommended. I know YouTube's like algorithm, even though I completely don't understand algorithm, but a little bit, but it sucks these days, and it's kind of hard to find my videos even if you search for it. But for Myra, I really don't blame her. I wish honestly that we were close, like where she lives, because I want to be friends with her. Could help her meet people. It's almost like I want to be her wing woman, if you know what I mean. Even though usually when you say wingman or woman, it's about dating. But yeah, at least she dated someone. But I don't know. I really want to help her, to be honest. And anyone who's like suffering like her. There was this one video which is now private, but you know, and I commented on it, but this video was in the same, I would say, situation as, you know, Myra. But either way, a lot of people to actually responding to Myra now, so that's why I also made this video, and because I feel like now it's a good time. What else? Yeah, just my experience with socially the past 4 years hasn't been that great, to be honest. It's been really on and off. And it just, a lot of times it pisses me off because it makes me feel like I've been betrayed, or makes me feel confused, like what did I do, or why did the person do such a thing? And yeah, it's just weird, and that's why I feel like, in my opinion, being an adult sucks more than when you're a kid. I know what people say because you have responsibilities and you become busy, but I'm talking in terms of socially, that people just change or whatever, even if you just met this person. But people can be confusing. They mislead you, or like they could lie to you, or they would do things behind your back, and they would do things you don't understand. Like, you know, being blocked. That's been the huge highlight about me that's been bad, where I'm struggling with, that a lot of people have been blocking me. I'd actually started 8 years ago. I've been pretty much blocked the past 8 years. The only time actually I was blocked was in Windows Live Messenger by my cousin. That's really it. That's literally the first time, which was like, that was more than 10 years ago, I think. But still actively blocked, and someone who's not family was the past 8 years pretty much. And most of the time I didn't do anything. It's either the person misunderstood, or it's just because they were, I guess, deleting people off their list. But either way, sometimes it was my fault, or at times it wasn't. At least, even if it was my fault, I would feel bad, or I would admit to it. I wouldn't be completely narcissistic and be like, oh my god, like, why? I didn't do anything, or be blinded. Of course, I try to look at, you know, what I did, and I try to also understand the person's perspective, or I want to see their perspective. But yeah, either way, the problem is that when people don't see it, don't see your perspective, or if you don't, if it's not a two-way street, if you know what I mean, when you don't treat it like that, or if the other person didn't, then that's where the issue is, that there will be a toxic relationship or friendship and just like connection, or you know what I mean, even for getting to know them. That's when you should, I guess, end it. But I don't know. And also the other issue is, what's disappointing is a lot of people in general become very busy at this age, whether it's because of their job or college, whatever it is. And yeah, like, whether busy to hang out, busy to respond to you, but like, I mean, that's what's been kind of depressing me too, to be honest. And like, the past, especially for me at least, the past 2 years, socially it hasn't been that great, like, because like, it's just so many reasons, because people all of a sudden, a lot of times people just block me, people, or just they don't respond, but they look at my message, or because there are people that are way too busy to like respond, or, you know, hang out sort of thing. And like, I don't know. And even though I do want to do better socially, if there are things I still do wrong that bothers people, it's almost like people don't give me the chance to improve myself, like for them to forgive me, or to at least tell me what bothered them. And that's the thing, a lot of times it makes me want to give up socializing, and I don't want to talk to anyone anymore, meet people, because I don't feel confident. But it's almost like all the times those people don't give a shit, and that's the thing. And even though they had a bad day, or maybe they have something going on in their life, like let's say someone passed away, but even though sometimes they could put their anger on you because they're upset, or because they also don't know that you know that they're upset, but it's still not an excuse. At least maybe tell them, like, hey, sorry, I'm not in a good mood, or just don't reply, maybe, and that's it. But if they do ask you again, like, message you, then tell them. But don't be rude. And, I mean, like, I don't know, but I would say, like, I wouldn't say I'm completely on the boat with Myra, but at least, like, for the past, like, at least right now, since I became an adult, I would say I was in the same boat as her a little bit, like, half and half, if you know what I mean. But people do such things that confuse you, and you don't understand why. Even if you're friendly, or at least you respectfully tell them you don't like something, or you ask for something that they do, kind of like, can you please tell me what I did, or something, and they block you or just delete you, then those people, it's not your fault. That's the good thing. Even though, which is good, that most of the time it's not your fault and it's nothing personal, but it can be personal, and you still get mad and disappointed because you lose your confidence and self-esteem. It's almost like there's something wrong with you. You can't make friends, or, like, whatever. But either way, like, it's freaking annoying, and I hate it, to be honest, that's how life is. Even though, yeah, that's kind of like, a lot of times people will say this cliche, it's how life is, even though, yes, it is, but it's just still depressing that it's like you can't make friends, or you can, or you're already friends with people for a while, like, before college, before you graduated, and then, you lose it. Like, you lose those friendships, and then it drives you to depression when you're isolated, and even having suicidal thoughts and whatever. His point is, it's not good for mental health with how people would treat you, or when you don't have friends or something. Even though, yes, there is family, and it's good to at least have family, or especially even if you still live with them, but I feel like having friends still is important, especially if you move away, especially when you're not with family anymore, or if you're not close to them. Like, I don't know, just for me, like, honestly, socially, it's been on and off, and a lot of times people, they either just, I would say the biggest issues for me are that a lot of times people would just block me for whatever reason, and there are times that people, like, almost everyone, and almost every time, that, they're just way too busy to reply, or to, at least, to hang out. And that's been disappointing, and because, like, I was supposed to hang out with this person, just saying, like, I think 4 years ago, but then I asked this person again, like, maybe in July, and I told that person how I felt and whatever, and that person replied, and after then on out, I moved on from that person. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna message them ever again, and especially I'm not gonna message them about hanging out, because I gave up. And just because that person told me that, a lot of times, because they're just very busy, and even if they do come home, but, like, they're because usually when they come home, they're with family, like, they come for family, or just that they don't have time, and because they work a lot either way, even if they don't live that far when they go to college. And that's really the issue. So, and I'm not really sure what else, but, like, to say, because it feels like I've said everything, but you get the point, like, why just having friends is important, or how can adult life be, and which is annoying, because I guess when you become an adult, you have more freedom, and I don't know. And even though, yeah, thank God I was able to make some friends in the past few years, like, I think so far, after high school, the only friends I made that I still talk to, there's, like, probably 5, I don't know if more than 5, but there are at least 5 people that I still talk to actively, like, for the past 4 years, pretty much, after I graduated. It's still annoying, and I'm not saying I'm completely unlucky with people, but I would say in terms of, like, actually at least being able to make friends, being able to, like, let's say get their contact info, or just, like, their social media, and be able to want to connect and to hang out and make plans, I would say that's been really where the issue is. It's like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But the problem is because it happened to me with so many people, and it happened repeatedly in a row. It's almost like, like a snowball rolling down the hill and becoming bigger. And then, when I would say when it hits the tree and it explodes, I would say the tree represents, I guess, that you all of a sudden have an episode. It's like, and you start to go crazy. But I don't know. Oh, and I forgot to mention too, and why it's been a problem, or why it's way too, you know what I mean, how it affects me more, is because I'm autistic. So I'm high functionally autistic. Yeah, like, like that show Atypical, or The Good Doctor, those shows about people on the spectrum. And so that's also what affects me more, and that's also what can, make me feel like, how, like, I'll struggle a little bit socially. And because with people on the spectrum, the way I would describe it is that everyone on the spectrum is sensitive, very sensitive to tones, to looks, or like how someone would look at you, or sometimes you're also you have great attention to detail, if you know what I mean. To like details in movies and shows, or even video games, or in real life, whatever it is. But so that's also too because of the autism. And yeah, but I just hate how people can be jerks or whatever and do such things that are completely unnecessary. Like I only care about, I'm not saying, by the way, like don't say no, or like if you don't want to talk or be friends, if you know what I mean. I only ask that you're not rude. That's how and what everyone should be. It's okay sometimes to just snap out and lash out because you're not in a good mood or whatever it is, or you had a bad experience with, I don't know, but still, it's just, that's what I hate. And like, I'm not really sure, but I would say the best thing is that maybe if you have like someone to talk to, like a therapist, maybe, then that would help. But and also when you're upset, talking to someone does really help. And that's really where the other issue is, like why when you don't have friends, now that's an issue. Again, having friends is like very, very important in life. In my opinion, some people, I guess, underestimate it. Yeah, and the way I see it is, it's like when you buy a phone, like how some people won't put a case on the phone. The phone, I would see it as, I guess, like having a job or going to college. Like, having a job is important because you need to earn money so you could like pay rent and so think of the job, like having a job is the phone, while the case is like having friends. Most people, like when you buy a phone, like you might not put a case on at all or immediately. Even though a case is recommended, it's not definitely required, but it's recommended. While the phone is obviously, because you need a phone, but would you need a case for the phone? Not really, but you would need to at some point, and maybe you would at least need one at all because it's recommended because you want to protect your phone, or sometimes maybe you want to make your phone look good. And that's the way also I describe it, and that's also, by the way, I made this analogy. But I don't know, I would say most of the time people, maybe it happens because they misunderstand you, or they're in a bad situation, or because, I don't know, they just didn't like what you did, even if they didn't misunderstand you. But it's nothing personal, it's not all the time your fault, which is the good thing. That's the silver lining, that's like the bright side. Even though it's still bad because it ruins your confidence, self-esteem, and it makes you feel, it's almost like lose your faith in humanity, as they say. But like, I don't know, like it's just, it makes you feel hopeless. But all I am gonna say is just keep trying, and also be yourself, like be confident and just be yourself when you go up to people, like a stranger or just anyone that looks like someone's around your age in general, even though it could look tricky. But when you're not in university or college, like, there usually isn't tricky because most people are there who are your age. But yeah, I would say just do that. And don't let those people ruin you from, it's almost like obviously when you play bowling or play whatever it is, or like play an arrow, you're not always gonna, or play darts, you're not always gonna hit a bullseye. You're gonna sometimes hit the bullseye, but not all the time. And it's a matter of that you keep trying and you don't give up. And even if that person rejected you harshly, of course you'll get rejected in life, but as long as you just wish the person doesn't reject you in a weird and harsh way, if you know what I mean. And that's what I care about too, because some people are mean, or some people are like, they just kind of don't care to even give you their time to talk to you. If they really can't, then fine. And if they're unavailable, but I'm talking, if you can't go up to them because they're unavailable, I'm talking about how they treat you. It's like, no thank you, no. It's kind of like when somebody's walking and then, shh, keep walking, like just stop and walk slowly so you give me a chance to talk. And don't immediately assume I'm freaking creepy or something. And that's something else I wanted to get to. And maybe that's the last thing before I, end the video. I don't want to talk for that long. I know Myra talked for 14 minutes, and I don't know about the other people that responded, but I hate how so many people, or at least girls, because that's really, I would say, the biggest issue in general in terms of the past 4 years. It's not that I was looking for a relationship, but there were some people that I was interested in having a relationship with, but one didn't work out, unfortunately, and that one was my fault. But it's how I don't like how so many girls, they literally just use the word creepy for no reason. They overuse it, especially towards guys. And when they say creepy, they mean they're not interested in engaging this person, talking to him. It's not creepy that you're being inappropriate, like stalking or, just acting really weird. It's just creepy. It's almost like just that they're not interested in talking to you. And that's really what I hate. It's like they overuse it. And there are a lot of overused words these days. There are a lot of new words. And I also hate the word saying simp. But yeah, either way. But like creepy, Like, stop it. It's not like creepy, like, you know what I mean. Technically, I wasn't. That's just maybe because you're feeling, I don't like to use the word for a few reasons, but uncomfortable. Like, because you felt awkward and you felt like it was weirder because you didn't want to talk to me, fine. But it's not creepy like technically it was, but that's what I hate. And some people also, because I made this by the really long post, maybe I should share it so it helps, but how, you know, like someone said to me, you're not creepy, you're unique. And I would say that made my day, but I think a few people said that, not just one person, but either way. Like, I mean, I don't know what else I really have to say, but it's just, I hate, like, adult life socially, because anyone could just, you know, do such thing behind your back, or, like, towards you, and you don't like it, or you could lose friends easily, or, like, connections, and it gets me depressed. It's almost like there's no hope for me. And I don't know, maybe that's how Myra feels too, but I really wish her the best of luck. I wish I could have helped her in some way. And, you know, even if we just chat, but yeah, and hopefully she sees this video. And I know that she said that she worries about, I guess, watching videos or look at comments because it might be harsh, but I don't blame her, to be honest. But I did comment on her video too, by the way, just saying, and yeah, I did see other people's videos. Like, I watched a few that responded. But I really do agree with Myra, to be honest, and how life can be like this. I know she was talking about her whole life, but I'm talking about, I mean, like, right now, just mostly the adult life. And I'm glad other people are in the same boat. I just wish we can, like, some way start a community, not just through Discord, because a lot of people mention Discord, but, like, how, you know, you guys could talk and become friends, even if, you know, there are people that won't live close to you, won't live in the same city or state. I don't know where she lives. I mean, she usually travels a lot, I notice, like, have a road trip, but I don't know if it's just by herself, but I just, again, I really wish her the best of luck. I wish you know, I could be there with her to help her, even in person, like, go up to that person and talk to them, and so. And I also was in a situation in terms of trying meetups, and so I tried almost every solution to try to meet people and make new friends. It mostly didn't work for me, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't want to talk for longer, but I hope you got the point, honestly, and I hope you got the point. And if you have any questions, or or just if you wanted to comment in general, like, give me your opinion, put it down in the comments below. And oh god, this is like third time that I hit this, but yeah, just comment down below either way if you have any questions or whatever. And also, if you I might, just in case if you're interested, put down actually my just maybe my Instagram. Actually, I'll put my Instagram and Twitter, so if you want to follow me, and if you also, by the way, want to message me, not just comment, and hopefully you can share the video and like it, or hopefully I want it to get enough views, or hopefully, I mean, like, it can be in your recommended, or that when you search it you can find it. But because I don't want you to be that specific when you find it, like, you know, put my channel name in the name itself of the, like, the video, like, completely. Even if just you put a little bit, that's fine. But yeah, anyways, guys, I guess that's really it. Thanks for watching, and yeah, like, just for everyone out there, good luck with this, and I hope you don't go through the same thing I did, especially for you guys, teenagers, who are gonna become an adult. I know life can really suck when you're an adult, when, you know, at least, like, even socially, and that's really what I hate, for me, to be honest. And for me, it's unfair, and I hope, you know, people, you know, the issues I had with them, they don't keep thinking I'm being narcissistic, like, I don't care what I did wrong, or that I don't want to see what I did wrong, and whatever, because perspective does matter, of course. You have to see both ways, but some people just won't give up, you know, they won't give a crap, unfortunately, they won't care. But yeah, life can be shitty, and I don't know, it's just, I had a lot of issues, trust me, a lot, in terms of bad situations and awkward situations with people. But yeah, anyways, again, for real, I think that's actually it. I know this video is very long, I'm sorry, probably longer than other videos that people replied to Myra. Myra's was shorter, but yeah. And I do have anxiety, I forgot to say, because Myra does too, but I have anxiety, not just autism. So, and yeah, my functioning, like I said already. And also, I'm from Saudi Arabia, I forgot to say. I've been here the past 9 years, and I did also lose a friend who I used to be friends with for like 15 years. But anyway, again, if you have a comments, or if maybe there's anything missing, I'll tell you. Just ask me and I'll tell you. And I'll share that post that I did, like the long one, so in the link, like in the, you know, description. That's probably the only thing I'll share, else than my, you know, Instagram and Twitter. Just bye and have a good one.